This is sketchbook number 6 and it's the very first messy sketchbook. So how's about a sketchbook tour? I haven't actually looked at this sketchbook in years, so it's a surprise for both of us. I got my tea, I hope you've got yours. Sketchbook number 6 is actually a messy sketchbook. The idea with a messy sketchbook is it's a place for mess. Quick doodles, sketches, no finished pieces, and because you have literally written the word messy on the front, there's less pressure. At the moment I haven't got one, but I have completed about 4 and definitely recommend that you try one if you haven't already. I genuinely have no idea what we're getting into. Let's see when we started. 4th of July 2022 and then finished on the 18th of November 2022. That was quick. It makes sense that they are faster than regular sketchbooks because you're not spending very long on each piece. So I do think the messy sketchbooks are probably the fastest sketchbooks I've completed. Oh, I remember this. So I got a pack of free sketchbooks and literally the very first day it did that. Simple sketchbooks, not very good paper, but it's not needed. So we picked a purple pencil and then I actually got this one. This is a Winsor & Newton fine liner. I actually love this. I genuinely love this. These are supposed to be mushrooms. That one looks so bad. A face. Moving on, we've got a 10-minute sketch. This is when I was learning to draw faces. Very simple sketch, trying to get it done in 10 minutes, and that proves once you have a warm-up, in 5 minutes you can make something pretty similar, maybe a little bit more stylized, and it's literally half the time, but because you've already had a warm-up, it feels more natural. And that was that. I think this might be India ink with dip pen because it's smudged. So alternating between a fountain pen and this one gel pen that I love. This way of creating is not forgiving in the slightest. If you get the eye slightly too big or if something's slightly in the wrong place or the chin is massive, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't do anything, but it means you can work faster, try and figure it out and be okay with creating wrong. Super quick and we had to move on. Honestly, I think you can learn a lot from creating like this. But then it all went wrong. Realized that if you add guidelines, you can't rub them out. You can't do anything with it. When you're going straight in with thick, dark color, it doesn't disappear. I don't mind that one. That one just didn't go right to begin with, but it really makes you think because you kind of have to try and get it right. That one isn't too far off. Then, oh, this is interesting. This is a concept. So it's a person, kind of surreal, I guess, that they're like opening up themselves and there's something inside, and it could be like the actual anatomy, it could be something else, like this one has flowers in it, it could be like vines. I really like the idea for this. I think I've possibly stepped away from it a little bit, mostly because if I do bodies like this, the videos don't get pushed, they actually get limited. I don't think it's something that I will come back to, but if I ever don't know what to draw and I do want to explore it, it's nice the idea's here. Random doodles just to fill up the space. And next we've got, oh, this actually became something. This inspired the tutorial that we did for this video. And the original idea was to do it as an original with 2 fish and lots of coral. This was inspired by a trip to the aquarium. I like the idea. I think I've stepped away from doing originals like this now. I have the 100 art trading cards or ACOs that we created. But when it comes to originals, I think when I first started my art career, I kind of got the idea that in order to be an artist, you need to have originals to sell. We're going a different route now. I actually do like creating videos and I do like creating a story to go with the videos. So nowadays, YouTube is the priority. If I can make originals to go around that, then that's fantastic. But making big originals like this, it's just impossible to sell them. It's hard to find the demographic that would actually want to buy them. And then we have another super quick face. It's not the worst. The eyes are a lot more even. And sometimes the best thing you can do is just repeat the same subject over and over again. Keep drawing faces. I like the 100 heads challenge, like it kind of works. Then we move on to, what is this? Said it was random, I said it was messy. You did get a warning. This is the easier version. So this is the watercolor fish tutorial. We have random noses. This is actually a video idea that I have not done. How to create fun, simple, abstract art in your sketchbook. Ooh. Ooh, don't really do abstract at all anymore, but they're quite cool ideas. The squiggles I've done before, that's fun. This is blobs and then adding shells on top. Nice. Random blobs, random lines. The triangles has come up a lot. We did it for the recent Inktense video for the Create This book. Watercolor circles over and over and blending. Oh, I've done this before. This is quite fun too. They are simple and they are fun. In all fairness, it seems silly to just put loads of lines together like this. It's quite fun and it is quite relaxing too. Moving on, we have random stuff. Eyes in various different styles. Oh, I like that one. Okay, we're experimenting. Lips. This is what I went through to try and find my style. My lips don't look anything like this anymore. These are actually better. This, I guess, is an idea for like a little mini series of like little paintings. This was when I was in my body era before I realized that all of it gets limited on social media. I don't know, I think the human body is just art, right? Like there's a lot to work with there. Ooh, faces. Oh gosh. I think I did these on the train. Yeah, I did. And it shows. I don't know why the gap there is so big. I don't know what happened. That one's kind of cute. And the others are, yeah, we all have to start somewhere. They just ended up so long. This is actually the original sketch for the first Draw This in Your Style challenge I took part in. It was by Lil Star Nerd here on YouTube. And this is the video. I'll leave it below if you want to see it. I planned out where each of the colors were going to go. Honestly, looking back on it, I think I probably could have changed it a little bit more. This is the first one. I wanted to be respectful, but I didn't really make it my own. The metallics also went really weird if I remember. Moving on. Oh, okay. We have lips and noses. I don't know if I like any of these lips. I like that I experimented with all of it. I really like this one actually. This is like an old 40s, 50s look it kind of reminds me of, but then trying like loads of different shapes. Same with the noses. There's no wrong way to practice, I guess. These chaotic little studies also made me fall in love with crooked noses and all the different shaped noses. I myself have a bad nose. I have a deviated septum and it's quite wonky and big. I kind of hide it because I often lean this way, but it looks really bad if I go this way. Not a fan of it. But when it comes to art, I do feel like it adds a bit more character, and that's the first time I've ever appreciated my nose. It was through art. Alrighty, next up we've got, oh, they're not too bad. I really like this one. It's pretty symmetrical. It's not too bad. This one is kind of cute, but the eye is too high. This one is really interesting. I was trying to see if I could kind of make skin tones. I think I've seen Jess Cup do this before, or it could have been Chris Hong. Gave it a try. Haven't got that many, but I can kind of see how it works. Like the shadows are obviously very vibrant. I don't mind it. I guess I got bored when it came to the hair. I do that quite a lot. No matter how many heads you draw, there will always be some that don't quite go right. And it's important to just take that, move on, and just keep creating. Or try to make it a bit more subtle by using darker tones. But if the eye is in the wrong place, there's not really much you can do. Those colors are crazy. And again, the shapes are getting a little bit weird. I do like this one. And oh gosh, I think by this point I was getting a bit tired. That one's kind of cool. That is the start of the circle highlights there. This is 2022. And this will be coming up in the coloring book if I ever complete it. I want to make a coloring book. I've already made a book. This, the art prompt book, how much art can you make? I've wanted to make a coloring book for so long. Going on a little detour, we have something to pack. I actually took part in a raffle to raise some money for vet bills, so we need to pick out the prizes for my winner. All of these. Gotta have the little freebies, haven't we? These are all the freebies you get if you place your first order in my small business. The little wheel from Peachtober, a little planet, and an eye. I think that one's my favourite. I don't know why it turned out so good. It's like crisp. Just need a note. And it's all ready. We have a new Patreon member to welcome to the tree, atypically Alex, and they've requested a very strange animal. We're gonna need a yellow. Have you ever heard of a shoebill stork? Okay, this is what it looks like. It's like a dinosaur, very close, that can eat snakes and crocodiles, and it looks kind of terrifying. So of course we made a little cute version, kind of. And of course, thank you to every other sketchbook buddy. The tree looks so cool. Moving on, we have, oh, okay, I think this is the gel pen ink. It's very dark, but I really enjoyed using it. I mean, it's very chaotic. I guess this is like an idea, and I just had various different ideas and inspired by things I'd seen online. Oh, this is actually ink. This is indie ink, so maybe this is when I was doing Inktober, maybe I had the bottle out. I thought it handled water quite well. We've got so much going on here, a lot of blooms. Try to redefine it a little bit with a gel pen, but I really like the look of this. And then we had a bit more here. Yes, this is definitely the indie ink in the bottle. For the very first Inktober I took part in, I actually filmed every single video separately. It was absolutely crazy. I only used one bottle of black India ink for the whole challenge, and sometimes at the end of the day there was some left over. Didn't want to waste it, and that's when I reached for a sketchbook like this to just pop it down. You can also see it dried really quickly, so we've got like marks from when the brush went down again. And this is trying to use a dip pen for the first time. Tried using it in water, didn't really do a lot. They're very difficult. Oh yes, this is definitely before Inktober then, because now we've got the Inktober sketches. All of these actually look very similar. I don't think any of these really got changed very much. Honestly, I do love some of these ideas. They are very surreal. Using a tree as a matchstick, putting armor on a dolphin. The most surreal that I've ever created, I think, and maybe I need to tap into that a little bit more. Maybe I've become a bit basic. Maybe I need to get a little bit weird. I mean, this was in my depression era, so maybe that's where the good ideas come from. Well, it kind of worked for Vincent, didn't it? Now the art is too happy to be weird. And with that, I'm guessing we know what the next couple of pages are gonna be. These thumbnail sketches are always... Wait, unless I didn't do all of them, is this it? Did I not do any more? Oh, I know what this might be. This might be experimenting with the ideas I wasn't sure about. Yeah, so it did end here. We are back to weird stuff. All of this is just experimenting, and I think all of these paper planes actually turned out pretty cool. Like, maybe they're quite simple to draw because I like all of those. These ones here are a little bit odd. I think possibly maybe I was inspired after watching something. I don't know where we're going in this sketchbook, honestly. Well, I wasn't expecting that. These are random weird little faces. I think I was trying to make them as raised as possible. Like, this is a look. This is the look I was going for. Almost a little bit like a caricature. This is really what we have. I'm almost scared to turn the page. Oh, okay, a little bit more normal. The body again. Brown grey like plastic. Could extend breakage area for censorship. See, it was always in my mind until I realised you can't do anything to do with that. Oh, these flowers are cute. They look like they were probably fun to make as well. Highlights and shadows again. Trying to figure this out. I think this might have been from a tutorial. I'm getting a bit of Piper's art here, so I'm going to say that's probably a Piper's art tutorial. Looked at my own art and was like, why are these faces so long? What am I doing wrong? I just couldn't get them as I wanted them. And I realized that's because I was using the standard human anatomy and then accidentally making it longer to make sure I had room. What I actually do now is the general anatomy guidelines to get it right. I don't do that. I actually squish them together to make a cuter, rounder face. So experimented with this a bit. Again, it just accidentally ends up so long every time. I don't know how. Practice some more eyes. These ones are getting better. We are getting somewhere. This page and these are also the mechanical pencil. Really enjoyed using that, and I used a lot of graphite at this time. I don't really use it very much anymore. I like both of these. 6th, 7th and 8th, so we did one every day. I like all of them. It's really odd with the 2 color system, but I think we're figuring it out. You can see the eyes are bigger, the placement is a bit more similar to what I do now, but it took a while to get there because those big eyes do not work. Oh, this is the stationery pal haul. doodle, the first one that I did. Swatching a little bit of those, having a bit of a play. And then I think we move on to more faces. Yes, I really like this one. This is the first portrait I created that I actually really liked. The eyes are the wrong sizes, but apart from that, we're really getting somewhere. Considering like the start of the sketchbook, we've got those, but they were obviously quick. Like comparing it to these, we're really getting somewhere now. Obviously, it's not all smooth sailing. That one is a step down. There's not enough head. Then we go over to this one, which I really like, but it is missing something. I think possibly the head needs to be a bit bigger. The nose is the wrong angle because you can't see the other, this bit, like nostril. So it's not quite there, but you know, we're getting somewhere. But then we take all of this and create this one, so it's not smooth sailing. This is also the place of the worst anatomy. These two, oh my, this one here, it looks like something from Scooby-Doo. It looks so bad. That one's kind of cute, but what are these two? What are those? The art journey is not linear. Growth isn't linear. It's rocky. It's rocky. It's rocky for all of us. As long as you create some pieces you like, you just have to understand that you will also create pieces you don't like. Doesn't matter how good you get, you will always create pieces you don't like. And also, if you haven't already, why don't you give this video a like and consider checking out the Sketchbook Tours playlist below. There are absolutely tons. They're all technically better than this. This is a messy sketchbook. They're all a little bit more proper. And with that, we move on to the final page, which is this. Anatomy, learning anatomy for YouTube videos. And that's where I began. Once you figure out where everything goes, you kind of always need to learn the fundamentals before moving on. And that is sketchbook number 6, the messy sketchbook. Every single page in this sketchbook is a quick sketch, doodle, study, or concept. And to be completely honest, yes, there isn't very much art in here. There are no finished pieces, but I probably learnt the most through this kind of sketchbook. Why don't you go create some art? And I'll meet you back here in a few days' time. Bye-bye.